Okay, so that we have this, it'll be available forever. It'll be available for people that can't stay for the whole time, people that want to watch it again, and people that couldn't make it, because a lot of times people sign up and it just doesn't, the live version doesn't correlate to uh, their schedule. But that being said, hello, Jasmine. You could turn on your video also. A couple of ground rules, suggestions. We have a chat over here. If you're not familiar with it, it's on the bottom. It says chat. This becomes a real asset because we will be sharing links in here. People can, I encourage you to ask questions in here. It just, and also, I want to start out by having, uh, okay, Amir, you can't,
Sorry.
that's okay. I don't know why that, okay, one participant. Okay. Uh, yes, Amir, can you stop sharing your screen?
Yes, I'm trying something. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's okay.
I
That's okay. I can't figure out how to stop you from sharing your screen.
I did it now. Is it okay?
So yeah. So yeah, there's a bunch of buttons on the bottom, so we get this out of the way now. You can raise your hand. If you have a question, feel free to interrupt me. It's not, we have about 30 people in the room. Miss Catherine, I'm going to elect you. No, actually, Miss Eileen, since you're the coach, okay, we designated Eileen as the team coach. You're going to help me manage the meeting since we don't have Honeybell here. So if anybody has a question, if there's, you could, so two ways to give me a question. You could either interrupt me, like most of my team knows how to do, or you can put a question in the chat here. So if a question pops up, Eileen, I'm going to ask you to let me know about it. Also, everybody, I'd appreciate if you could introduce yourself in the chat so I have a written record here. And just tell us something about what prompted you to be interested in becoming an enrolled agent. Okay, just so I have some background. Oh, hello, Corinne. I didn't expect you here. This is not your. Okay. So for those of you, and I see a lot of new faces here. My entire accounting team is here. Corinne, who is our executive assistant, is here. So these are people that are going to be involved in creating and helping run the entire enrolled agent program. So let me start out by, I do have a slideshow. And maybe I should start with that. Does anybody have any questions before we get started? Okay, so we're going to talk about a bunch of things today. And the first thing I want to talk about is exactly what an enrolled agent is. Just so that there's no, what do you call it? There's no confusion. What is an enrolled agent? if you're not familiar with the US tax system, you have to know what an enrolled agent is. Okay. Most people know what a CPA is. I think everybody knows what an attorney is. And an attorney can represent clients in court, at the IRS. Okay, they have a lot of power, to defend people, to help people. So we all know what an attorney is. Okay, not every attorney can handle taxes. So there's tax attorneys and there's general attorneys. There's all different kinds of attorneys. CPAs in the United States are, and most people don't realize this, CPAs can do taxes. Not all CPAs do taxes. Okay, having a CPA license means that I could participate in certifying a business's financial statements. It has nothing to do with taxes. Okay, so people just assume that, oh, a CPA, I need a good CPA to do my taxes. That's not true. I know plenty of CPAs that don't do any taxes. Okay, so that's like a misconception here in the United States. I know in the Philippines you have CPAs. Okay, and I'm not sure exactly what that designation does for you in the Philippines, but in the United States, having a CPA license, okay, even if you don't know anything about taxes, okay, gives you the ability to represent individuals and businesses before the IRS. That means that you talk directly to an IRS agent on behalf of the client. It's a very, very powerful position to be in. And I don't mean powerful, but you have the ability to help people on a very high level. And what do I mean by that? I'll give you a couple of examples that I was able to help people with. An administrative clerk who wound up with her husband's trucking business. Okay, long story short, was basically harassed by the IRS. They claimed that she owed them over $250,000. Okay, she was trying to handle it was a tax audit. She was trying to do it herself. She hired me. I was able to actually remove the $250,000 that they said she owed. She didn't know a penny. And they sent her an apology letter. That apology letter, that I never saw that from the IRS. They said they sent her the notice in error. And, she was, very happy. I was happy I could help her. And that's pretty much the crux of what I do. I try to help these business owners stay out of the reaches of the IRS. Okay, when they do it in a reckless manner. Okay, and that's what they do. So the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service, is a huge government entity, and a lot of times things just don't go in favor of the client. So we get a chance to help these people. Okay, an enrolled agent is a tax specialist. The enrolled agents do not certify financial reports. A lot of them don't even do financial reports. They don't necessarily do bookkeeping. They are specifically trained to do the kind of things that I just told you about, stepping in front of the IRS and representing a client. So when you get an attorney, when you get a CPA, there's no guarantee that they are tax experts. When you get an enrolled agent, you are guaranteed to get somebody that not only knows the tax laws, but knows how the IRS works. Okay, that's part of the exam. There's 3 parts of the exam. One of them is covering individuals. One of them covers businesses, and the third is all practices and procedures, ethics, the taxpayer bill of rights, and that's important. That's important to know how the system works. Okay, now just because, how could I say this? The truth is that I don't have to go against the IRS all that often. There's not that many instances where I actually get a power of attorney, and it hardly ever gets to that point. Okay, when you get to that point, it's already it's gone on a while. Okay, and usually when it gets to that point, it's from a client, a new client, and they're coming to us because they have a problem. Okay, and that's in a nutshell what an enrolled agent is. Okay, so now our program is designed to take you one step at a time through the entire process. Okay, and what I want to do today is I'm going to show you exactly how to pass the exam on the first try. Okay, any questions? Okay, let me go through the slide. Who this is for? Like I said, if you want to become an enrolled agent, this is for you. And not only because I want to make it clear what this is really all about. This is for people that obviously want to take their life and their career to another level. Okay. This is for people that want to succeed, that want to, achieve something, not necessarily just get a license. Okay. That's who this is for. What you're going to leave with is specific strategies, practical exercise that you can use to start preparing for the exam. Okay. How to start your own business as an enrolled agent. Because guess what? It doesn't start when you enroll. It doesn't start when you pass the test. It doesn't start when you take the test. It actually starts right now. Right after this class, you could start implementing all of the things that an enrolled agent does, okay, in the course of their business. So if you want to start your own business, your own agency, your own tax practice, or if you want to get a position with an accounting firm, like a lot of people do, just to get that experience, you start now. Okay. And the way you're going to start is you're going to have the information and the confidence, okay, to know that you can do this. Now, on Saturday, last Saturday, I got a chance to interview an enrolled agent. She's one of only 20 enrolled agents in the Philippines. So somebody, in 2021, the year started, she wasn't an enrolled agent. By the end of 2022, she was an enrolled agent. Okay. Somebody that lives, I don't actually know where I know she's in the Philippines. She's close to Manila. But anyway, you know, you'll see her around. She's going to be a guest on our podcast. Her name is Janine. So if, you know, the point is somebody else did it, it could be done again. Okay. Who am I? So because I see a lot of new faces here, you might not know that much about me. Like I said, I am a CPA. I've worked with thousands of small business owners, literally either directly or indirectly, over the years. I'm a CPA for over 35 years, in the business for over 40. I've had all kinds of experience, from handling criminal investigations to resolving, you know, millions and millions of dollars worth of taxes due, penalty abatement. So I have a pretty good knowledge and experience in this business. And what I want to show you today is the benefits of enrolling in this course. Okay. Not even so much becoming an enrolled agent, because like I said, let me show you something here. I talk about this. This is my CPA license. You can't see it because it's blurred there. But this is something in 1988. I got my first CPA license. And that was the result of 8 years. Okay, 8 years before I made a decision to get my CPA license. And then I had to go to college. I had to take a test. I had to get experience. And then one day I got this in the mail. And it felt really good. Okay, finally get my CPA license. And then about 30 seconds later, it hit me that this is just a piece of paper. It didn't change how much experience I had. It didn't change how much knowledge I had. It didn't change how I approached my job. Okay, it didn't change any of my relationships. Okay, the truth is I started acting like a CPA the minute that I decided to become a CPA, and I've been a CPA ever since. And the point is, I didn't need the piece of paper. The piece of paper, yeah, I need the piece of paper I need the designation to represent people in front of the IRS. But like I said, if that happens a couple of times a year, it's a lot. Okay. It's a lot. So my goal today is to instill in you that idea that you don't wait until you get the piece of paper. There's a lot of stuff you could be doing right now where you could actually leverage the fact that you're on this journey. And there's people out there, Marianne Labane, if you know her, you might have come through her. She has stories where, you know, people are blown away by the fact that she's just even studying to become an enrolled agent. It wasn't just her, there were other people that have told me this. Okay. Once you do that, your earning potential automatically goes up. Okay. You don't wait until you get a piece of paper. Your earnings potential goes up now. Okay. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. That's what I want you to leave here with today. Okay, so why did that come up? Okay, so like I said, what an enrolled agent is, it's a powerful designation. There's, and I'll say only, there's only 68,000 enrolled agents. Okay, a lot of them work at companies. They're not all practicing. They're not all doing, you know, representing clients. That just means that there's 68,000 people that are qualified to talk directly to the IRS. Okay, why do I say only? Because there is a serious shortage of tax preparers in the United States to begin with. And like I said, not all CPAs do tax returns. Okay, and I call this the perfect storm of opportunity. Okay, and I'm talking about the United States. I don't know about, and I'm pretty sure there's a shortage of accountants in the whole world. Okay, just seeing what's going on in Marianne's group. There's Australian courses, there's all kinds of courses. There's plenty of businesses out there, but there's not enough professionals to help American people prepare their tax returns. Now, in the United States, there's over 30 million businesses. 26 million of them are as small as you can get. It's a one-man, one-woman operation. We call them sole proprietors here. They're unincorporated small businesses, and they could be doing anything from being an Uber driver, earning, a side gig, but they're businesses. They got to file tax returns just like anybody else. So whether they're big or they're small, they still got to file. So out of 30 million, 26 million are, they haven't reached the point where they can even hire one person. That's as small as it can get. And unfortunately, because they're small, they don't have a lot of capital, they don't have a lot of money. A lot of them wind up doing the tax returns themselves. Okay, they don't hire a professional. Why? Because there's such a small pool of professionals that we're expensive. It costs a lot of money to hire an accountant, an enrolled agent, somebody to do your taxes. Okay. So believe me, if there was 600,000 enrolled agents, it would be a lot easier, but there's only 68,000. Okay. So think about that. Out of all the CPAs, all the enrolled agents, all the attorneys that do tax returns, there's 30 million businesses, 250 million tax returns are done every year. Okay, I'm just trying to give you the big picture of what the opportunity is. There's no lack of clients out there. There's no lack of opportunities. And everyone on my team could attest to this. We get clients on a weekly basis. We get new opportunities to work with people. So not only is an enrolled agent a powerful designation, it's needed. We need enrolled agents. And now this is why, these are the reasons why I said this is the perfect time to be doing this. Okay. Now, our program is specifically designed for individuals in the Philippines. Okay, I'm not accepting people from other countries, including the United States. Okay, not that I have any issues with those other countries. It's just that there's a special, what do you call it? The time is right, okay, for people in the Philippines to be able to capitalize on these opportunities. This is something that I've already mentioned, the sheer volume, and the IRS is broken. There's a lot of problems with it, but I actually I have empathy for them, because you know, like Catherine and Rona know this is their first tax season. And we're not doing millions, we're not even doing thousands of tax returns, but it becomes overwhelming. So this one agency with about 80,000 employees has to deal with all of this volume. Okay, so what does it take to become an enrolled agent? Okay, it's challenging. It's not going to be easy. Okay, what I can do for you is I can make it simple. Break it down into simple steps. Okay. First of all, you know, some people can question, well, how can you work for a US client if you're in the Philippines? Very, very easy. We do it on a regular basis. Okay, you do it through Zoom, you do it through technology, but all the tools are in place. And this is another reason why this is the perfect time to be doing this. Never before have we had technology, the ability to be anywhere, anytime, any place. Okay, so that's how you do it. Okay, grow your business with us. This is what when you sign up with Bedrock, you are becoming part of a community. Okay, it's not just, you know, take the course. We want to get to know you. We want you to become part of the Bedrock community. Okay, this is what it cost. Extra bonus. You know what? Let's do this. What I want to do is I don't want to do the slideshow. I want to just talk to everybody. And I want to take you through exactly how I passed the CPA exam. Okay, on the first try. When I was 17, okay, my father told me that CPAs run companies. Not only that, other business owners go to CPAs for advice. And right then and there, it was 1977. I said, well, then I'm going to be a CPA. I didn't even know exactly what a CPA did. I didn't know that they were accountants. I didn't know that they did payroll taxes. I just said I'm going to be a CPA because that's what I wanted. I wanted to be in business. Okay. And that first decision, that set me on the course to be where I am today, to get my CPA license. So it was just a decision. Okay. That's what I'm asking you to do today. Make a decision. If you want to become an enrolled agent, you make that decision today and you stick with it. Okay. Number two, determination. You know, over the 8+ years that I went through becoming a CPA, things happen. You know, life got in the way. Money issues, job issues, school issues. Okay. But no matter what happened, I stayed the course. It was always not if, it was when. When am I going to get this? One step at a time. Number three, habits. A bunch of, it wasn't one big thing that you have to do. It's a lot of little things over time. Okay, study habits. Be prepared. Okay, have tools. Flashcards. I studied thousands of CPA exam questions. No matter where I was, I had I had flashcards. Okay, so you want to be prepared. Now, let me show you a couple of things that we have in our classroom here. So in our classroom, we have resources, flashcards. Okay, this is one of the things that I was telling you about. And all this is, folks, is it's questions based on each part of the exam. And it's as simple as this. This is one of our tools. Okay, in here. Now, when you register, you actually get access to all of this material from day one. Here's an example of one of the parts. This is part 2. These are the different topics that we're going to cover. So what we do is we take section 1. We're going to learn everything that there is to know about sole proprietors. We teach a lot of this in our 13-week course, our 5-week course. So you're going to learn everything that you need to learn about business entities, partnerships, corporations, forming a corporation, setting up an S corp, tax preparation. Okay, there is a lot of information here. Now you might be saying to yourself, how am I going to learn all of this? There's techniques that we go through. There's strategies on how to, let me find this. There's strategies on how to actually take a multiple choice exam. Let me give you an example here. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in the chat. Does anybody have any questions about the exam, the steps? Because I want to take you through that right now. So here's the layout. This is how I passed it. So the CPA exam is actually 4 parts. I passed the first 3 on the first try. The second one, the 4th part, which was auditing, I didn't pass the first time. And I'll tell you why. Because I didn't give it enough time. I wasn't prepared. I failed with like a 61. You got to get a 65. So I was 4 points away from passing all 4 parts on the first try. So this on the second try, I aced it. Okay. Let me put this. chat. Okay. Do we have any questions? Okay.
Bobby, are you okay?
Milana, hello. Do you have a question, Milana? Oh, you just, okay.
Hello, Joe.
Yes,
Yes, we have a question in the chat box. It is from Mel Carino. Actually, it was answered, but maybe if everybody was not able to read about it. So the question is, I am not a U.S. citizen. Is it okay to become an enrolled agent?
yes, yes, that's why we're here. So last year when we did our first 13-week course, somebody asked us if you had to be a US citizen to be an enrolled agent. And we researched it, and it turned out you don't even have to ever be in the United States. Okay, so not only do you not have to be a citizen, you don't have to ever step foot in the United States. And there's enrolled agents, believe it or not, all over the world. Okay, how do I know this? I got the list. I got the list on the IRS site. You can download all 68,000 enrolled agents. And they show you what country they're in. That's how I know that there's only 20 in the Philippines. Okay. And those 20 are, especially somebody like Janine, who I interviewed on Saturday, those are role models. That shows you not only that it's possible, but it's been done. Okay. So what we do here, and this is how I'm going to help everybody pass. Okay. And believe me, I'm not here to pitch you taking one of our courses. We didn't even plan on doing courses. Okay, until last year. It wasn't, we're an accounting firm. We do taxes, we do bookkeeping. And to me, this is all, part of God's plan. Okay. It led us to this moment in time where I could take you step by step and on a journey that if you look at it, it could look overwhelming. I mean, if you look at all the different, all you got to do is look at a tax form, and let's do this so you get an idea of exactly what I'm talking about here when you become an enrolled agent. So this is Form 1040. This is the form that every United States citizen taxpayer has to fill out. Okay, that's one of them. Then you have Form 1120S, let's say. And this is the form that every US S Corp has to file. Not 20S. This is the form. So if you're an S Corp, you're going to fill out this form. If you're a C Corp, you're going to fill out this form, and any individual has to fill out this form. So that's three main forms. Now, if you go back and I said there's 30 million businesses, 250 million tax returns. They're not all individual tax returns. There's payroll tax returns. There's excise. There's all different types of tax returns. When you become an enrolled agent, you become an expert on all the different instructions that are on these three forms. Okay, so you're going to know these forms, the instructions, inside and out. There's a lot of stuff here. How could anybody ever possibly know all this stuff? You can't. You can't unless you have a photogenic memory, and there's people like that. But you have to be able to interpret this. You have to be able to take different situations and apply it. What line does it belong on this tax return? So if you think about 30 million businesses, over 200 million individuals that file returns, every possible situation that could ever happen has to be included on these three forms. Okay, that's a lot of information condensed. Okay, so how do we pass it? How do we take this exam? And let's talk about the exam. The exam is three parts. Like I said, you have 4 hours to pass each part. You could take one part, or you could take all three parts in the same couple of days. Okay. And once you pass one part, you have a year, no, 2 years to pass the other parts. So the time starts going. So how do we prepare? One simple part at a time. This is another way we're going to pass, and I'm going to put this into the chat as well. There's only two types of questions. Okay, so you're going to get 100 questions, and there's only two types. There's the type where we call it information overload. They give you a bunch of facts. So a lot of the facts don't apply to the answer. So we go through one, and down here I'm going to show you how to do it by process of elimination. Okay, so you don't have to. So my point is, forget about learning all of these rules. You can't do it. It's impossible. Okay, but what you can do is you could put the odds of passing in your favor simply by knowing what type of question they're asking and how you approach it. Okay, so information overload, what you want to do is you want to go through the whole question and then say, this is how I do it. I go to the actual question. What's Bob's gross profit percentage? What do I need to get a gross profit percentage? I need the selling price. I need the expenses. And I need to do some math, right? So what in here, and I need the basis. So we just stack the question in a way that eliminates the obviously wrong answers. Okay, we're not always looking for the right answer. What I do when I took the CPA exam, I was looking to let's get rid of the ones that don't make any sense. Okay, This is another example of an information overload, okay? This is the question. Forget about all of this other stuff. It's irrelevant. And this is pretty interesting because, you know, for the people on my team, the people that are dealing with clients, this approach prepares you for what goes on in real life. When a client is telling you about their business, they're giving you all kinds of irrelevant information. Information that has no bearing on what you're trying to do. Okay, so this is good training for actually running your own practice. Okay, so in this question, the approach is, what time should they set their reservations? That's what we want to know. What time? Okay, and then we go through the summer vacation. It was windy that day. That's one of those facts that doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter that it was windy. Okay, it doesn't matter that they thought that the sunsets were amazing. They just want to know what time should they be, what time should they set their reservation up to see the sunset. Okay, so that's information overload. The second type is, what's the best answer? So out of 100 questions, they're either going to be the information overload type or the best answer type. Now, the best answer, what's tricky about this is all the answers could look right. So in this question, what has to be present in order for a plant to produce oxygen? Yeah, it needs water, it needs sunlight, it needs soil and water, but this is really the best answer. It needs all three of those. Now, this has nothing to do with tax law. It's just an example of the structure of a question. Now, this is something that would definitely be on the enrolled agent exam. The IRS will only consider an offer and compromise one. So now an offer and compromise is when you want to make a deal with the IRS. Your client owes the IRS $100,000. They'll never be able to pay it. You submit an offer and compromise. Now, the taxpayer had a bad accountant. Does that seem like a logical answer? You could eliminate this right off the bat. Okay. And then down here, I give you the step-by-step how I came to the answer. Okay, so I'm going to put this in the chat. Now, the steps to becoming an enrolled agent. Let's go through that. So, number one, Catherine, are you still here? You have your P10, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so a P10, if you want to prepare taxes and get paid for it, you need to have a P10. Okay, let me see if I can find the P10 app. Catherine, do you know what the P10 stands for?
I think it's personal tax identification number. Not
Prepare
sure.
okay, it's prepare.
Preparer, yeah, preparer.
Okay, you filled out a form W-9. I mean a W-12. Is this what you filled out? You're muted, Catherine.
I did it online, Joe. I'm not, I can't remember anymore the exact
Okay.
form that I filled out.
Yeah, me neither. It's been so long. But this is the first step. So, and you don't have to do this right away, but all our team members are doing this. So when you you can't just prepare tax returns and charge people for it. Okay, you have to be registered with the IRS. Now, you could do somebody's tax return, you just can't sign it and you can't charge them. The way that you're able to do that legally in the United States is you get a P10. Why? Because this gives the IRS a way to track you. Okay, on our tax returns. So now, who else on our team has the P10, Catherine?
Me and
Miss
Maricar.
Luz.
Okay, so Miss Luz, hello, Miss Luz. So three of us have the P10. So what this means now is when we do a tax return in Bedrock, I don't have to use my P10. We could, Luz could sign the return, Catherine could sign the return. They're down formally as the preparer. Okay, now so now the IRS, and that's important because there's a lot of fraud out there. Okay, there's a lot of criminals, there's a lot of, and unfortunately, you know, the people that are committing financial crimes need accountants and they need tax preparers. So, and that's why we don't do business with people that want us to help them cheat. Okay, the IRS will vet us. The IRS will track bad tax preparers. Okay, and so this is the first step in becoming a paid US tax preparer. So now you don't have to be an enrolled agent to charge people to do tax returns. Okay, so that's the first step. Now, once you get your P10, you can register to take the exam. Am I right, Liz? Catherine?
Yeah.
Yes, Joe, P10 is required for you to apply for the EA exam. So it's a prerequisite.
Okay, so and this is Prometric is the company that actually administers the test. So in order to find out when and where the tests are, you have to have a P10. That's what happened with Luz. They wouldn't give her the schedule unless she had the P10. So those are the application steps that you have to take. And I'm gonna put this in the chat as well. So you have, now there's a lot of information out there that's free. You don't even have to make a decision today. If you want to sign up with us, you can go out there and look and see what else is available. What sets our program apart is that we're doing it live. Okay, we're doing it live and we're doing it as a group. Okay, another thing that we're going to offer as part of our program is we're going to have regular study groups. You know, we're going to have the live classes. You're going to get all the support and information that you could possibly need to pass the exam. And it's really going to come down to you and these 7 categories that I listed here. If you could do this, you could pass this exam. Okay, now I think that's I've covered a bunch of stuff. Is it overwhelming? Yes. If you took one of my courses, that's part of this business, the accounting business. It's never ending. It'll never end. We'll never be finished with our work. It's always coming in, it's changing. And that's the way this business is. So if that's what you're looking for, if you're looking for challenges, to be able to use your brain power to solve problems, then this is a good profession for you. If you want to get rich, if you want to make a lot of money, this is a good profession for you. If you want stability, if you want financial freedom and financial foundation, this is a good business for you. And let me give you, last but not least, I just want to paint a picture for you. To become an attorney, you have to commit to at least 6 years of school, hundreds of thousands of dollars in money. Okay, my son's an attorney. He's got like $200,000 in student loans out there. To become a CPA took me 8 years between school, taking the tests, getting the experience. Okay, to become an enrolled agent, you don't even need a high school diploma. You don't have to be a bookkeeper. You don't even have to be an accountant. You could have no experience and start from scratch and become an enrolled agent within a year. Okay, that's an unbelievable opportunity to me. Okay, if you're looking for to make money like right now, and you have no experience, you put down on your cover, whatever you call it now. We used to call it a resume. What do they call it, Kareem? You're the one getting all this. Cover
C-
CV.
curriculum vitae. Yeah,
Okay.
or a resume.
Yeah, so you put down that you're an enrolled agent trainee. Right away, you get credibility. Right away, because if you're, and I could tell you as somebody, as an accountant that hires people, if I got a resume come across my desk where somebody said that they were studying to become an enrolled agent, their point score goes up astronomically, because that's telling me that they're studying to do something to fill a position that I need, which is preparing tax returns. Preparing tax returns, handling small business clients, problem solving. That's the kind of person I want. Now, that sets you apart from anybody else. That I don't care if you're a CPA, if you have, and I mean a CPA in the Philippines, because that does carry weight. If we've had, and I don't know, Catherine, are you a CPA? I don't know if anybody in our,
Yes, Joe.
you are. Okay, that's
Yes.
probably why I hired you. But yeah, that carries weight. But if Catherine had told me she was studying to become an enrolled agent, that would have blown me away. Because like I said, until I did the class, I thought you had to be a US citizen to become an enrolled agent. Okay, so let me see. There's a couple of yeah.
There are questions, Joe.
Yeah, I see. I
in
want
the chat.
to. How does an
Yeah.
AA not in the US usually get clients? Who is that? Jonathan.
Jonathan
Yeah,
Dumanig.
you get them the same way that we get them at Bedrock. We look for them. You look for them and then they find you. So part of our program, and this is one of the reasons I teamed up with Mary Ann, because she's really good at getting clients. From your perspective, okay, as a Philippine person, as somebody that's that's an accountant looking for clients. Okay, I'm a US based accountant. I've been doing this for a long time. But Marianne gives you, she gives you very good direction on things like how to get clients. Now in Bedrock, we get a lot of our clients through referrals. And we're going to show you exactly what we do between Marianne and I, what we do to get clients. Okay, there's strategies, there's ways, like I said, you put your video on. So now Jonathan did two things. He's got his video on, he's smiling, and he asked a question. That's how you get clients. Okay, you engage with people. Okay, so we are going to show you how to get clients. And to be honest with you, if we couldn't show you how to get clients, to me, that's a problem. That's a problem because I could teach you, you know, the most profound things in the world, but if you can't practice it, it's worthless. My goal is always to put money in people's pockets, show you how to monetize this. Okay, what good is it going to be if you're an enrolled agent and you don't know how to capitalize on it? We're going to show you exactly how to capitalize on it. This is a good one. Who is this? Charito. Is there an age limit? No. There's no age limit. Okay, my mother's 83 and she could become an enrolled agent if she wanted to. Okay, there's nothing stopping her. Okay, but I'm a Filipino based in Tokyo. And who is this? Meredith?
Meredith.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. How is Tokyo? How's the weather there? Yes, you could. In fact, I think Tokyo is one of the places that they're still giving the enrolled agent exam. So let's talk about that for a second. The enrolled agent exam is given all over the world. Okay, it was in the Philippines. It was in Makati. Did I say that right, Liz?
Yeah.
It was in there before COVID. And then when COVID hit, they shut down all the testing centers. And now what happened is they just didn't return to the Philippines. And Luz took a bike ride down there, right, Liz? And what she found out is that, yeah, they can do it. They're just waiting for the IRS to give it to them again. So the way I look at that is, you know, with only 20 Philippine enrolled agents, there hasn't been a really high demand. There hasn't been a lot of people saying, oh, I want to take the test in the Philippines. Well, we're looking to change all that. We're going to take steps to let the IRS and the testing center know that we want to bring the enrolled agent test back to the Philippines. Okay, and all of you can be a big help in that. We're going to be putting out a survey. We're going to ask people, it's going to be a whole campaign to get the test back into the Philippines. Now, if you watch our my interview with Janine last week, what she did was she found out that they had the test in Korea. So she went and she took, I believe, 2 parts of the test in Korea. Actually, all 3 parts, but I don't remember the sequence of it. I know she took 2 parts at once. And she did them in Korea. They have them in Hong Kong. They have them all over the place. Now, I'm bringing this up because it's going to be a lot. It's one less obstacle. And I'm telling you, I'm going to do it. It's just a matter of when and how. I'm going to get the test back into the Philippines. But Janine looked at that and she said, oh, that's just another obstacle. How much is it going to cost me? And she did it. Okay. And that's what I'm challenging everybody else to do it. Just because if the test is not in the Philippines, so you go where the test is. Okay. If you really, and again, it goes back to those 7 categories that I gave you. How determined are you to do this? Okay. Also, knowing that your earning capacity is going to go up as soon as you start letting people know that you're studying for the enrolled agent exam. And like I said, if you're somebody that wants to take action like Janine was, and just set your mind on something, you don't even have to sign up for our course today. Okay, some people would tell me, why am I saying that? We want people to sign up for our course. Okay, I know Honeybell, she gave me a whole list of instructions on what I'm supposed to do to get you to sign up for our course. What's more important to me is that you start. Okay, and there are a lot of free tools out there that you could just start getting your feet wet. Okay, we're not going anywhere. We're going to be doing this. I am committed to doing this enrolled agent program for as long as it takes. I want to have thousands of Philippine enrolled agents. That's what my goal is. Okay. Our first, let me give you the link to the information about the program. Okay, we made this so it's very affordable. I don't want anybody to say, oh, it's too expensive. We broke it up into 3 different timetables, so you could do one section at a time, but they're going to be continuous. So right now we're going to be doing the first part. I think it starts May 15th, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Do we have any questions, comments?
Joe, there's question from abroad. Can he take part in the course even though he's not in the Philippines?
Yeah. Yes. Even though I said that we only want people from the Philippines. If you're in Uzbekistan, right? That's fine. That's fine. And who is this? Mariko wants to go to Tokyo. Okay, Mariko. So do I. I'll meet you there. Okay. Yes. So who is this? I can't, the way this is, I can't see your name. Sal. Are all, yeah, all the questions are multiple choice. You see, and that's the thing, what I learned with the CPA exam, there's only so many questions that they can ask, okay? And as you practice the questions, you're going to see the same, they're going to start looking familiar to you. Because, you know, there's only so many ways, like, for instance, filing status. you know, there's only so many ways there's only 5 filing statuses, and there's only X amount of questions you can ask. So just by sheer volume of practice, after a while, you'll say, this is the same question. All they did was change some of the facts around. Okay. So once you see that question, like I've seen this question 10 times, you know, 8 times I answered this way and I got it wrong. The other 2 times I answered this way and I got it right. So that's one of the strategies on how to pass this. There's no other way around it, not the way that I see it. So it's just practicing the test. And also the strategy on how you approach a multiple choice question. If you think about it, even if you're guessing, you got a 1 out of 4 chance. Okay. If you could eliminate one of those answers as there's no way that it's this answer, now you got 1 out of 3. If you could eliminate 2 of those answers, you got a 50-50 chance even of guessing. And that's how we pass the test. It's not about knowing every single rule, every single, instruction. That's not, it'll never happen. And again, the laws keep changing too. It's not even worth it to remember all the different tax rates and different. So what we want to do is the objective is to pass the exam. That's what we want to do. One goal, pass the exam. You will be acquiring the knowledge as you go. As you go. That's the beauty of this. So, you could even become an intern and get practical experience. Okay, so you could take, oh, here's the question on the exam. Now, oh, lo and behold, you're seeing it in real life. That gives you a lot bigger edge. Okay, because you're taking something that's, there are instructions in a book, but now you got somebody with actual tax info, and now you know how to apply it. Any other questions? So just out of curiosity, who is interested in becoming an enrolled agent now? Did I scare anybody away? Yes, I know you want to become one. So Catherine, okay, so we got one person. One person here wants to be an enrolled agent. Rain, what about you? You want to be an enrolled agent?
I'm not sure yet, Joe. My head might hurt with all the numbers.
Yes.
But it's rewarding to be an enrolled agent. You'll
Yes.
be able to help a lot of clients.
Yeah, well, you help plenty of people not being an enrolled agent. All right,
Joe, we
everybody.
have one here, Eloisa, who already passed the 3 exams in Tokyo, just last January 2023.
What's that?
Eloisa, she just passed the 3 exams in Tokyo last January 2023.
Oh, really? Wait, who is that?
Eloisa,
Where are you, Eloisa? Are you hiding? I didn't realize. we
there.
actually still have 57.
There is
Here.
Eloisa.
Hi, everyone.
Okay, hold on a
Good
second.
evening.
I have too many people here. Where are you?
I'm here, Joe, present.
I'm sorry. Oh, there you are. Okay. Ah, so are you an enrolled agent?
Not yet. I just submitted my Form 23 application, so just waiting for the IRS to release it. I believe it's 60 days in the making. So,
Wow.
yeah.
So wait, are you from the Philippines?
Yes, I am. I'm from
Okay.
the Philippines.
Wow, so you're number 21. You'll be number 21
Hopefully,
year old
yeah.
age.
Yeah, hopefully as soon as I receive it, I will brag it in LinkedIn. But now, but now I'm just yeah, hoping for the license to be released soon.
And what, you're in Tokyo now?
No, I'm here in the Philippines. I just
Oh,
took
you're
the
in the
exam in the
Oh, okay, so
Yes.
we have to connect. I need to interview you. I want to know, what I want to know about your
not yet. I'm not yet officially an enrolled agent, but yeah, hopefully I'll be more than happy to share my journey. It's one hell of a ride.
Yeah. So how does anybody have any questions for her?
Me.
Yeah, go ahead, Liz.
Dr. Did you took the 3 sets of exam one time? Wow.
Yes. 3 consecutive days, 24, 25, 26 January.
Okay, so you're
Wow.
you're basically crazy.
Yes, I am. Because of the cost, I actually was thinking if I'm gonna go back to Tokyo, then I had to spend,
Oh,
and it's not
yeah.
cheap.
I think that, yeah, I think that was one of the things Janine said. It was the cost going back and forth, right? So that's determination. So
Yes,
how
I
long-
was supposed to take the exam back in August, but unfortunately Japan was closed to tourists during that time. So I had to reschedule my exam in January. When they opened October, I immediately applied for my Japan visa. So it took me 3 or 4 days to get it. And then as soon as I have that, I grabbed the nearest flight to Tokyo. So yeah, it's just what Joe said. It's a preparation, not just mentally, but physically as well, because it's really draining. It would really test your endurance, your patience, and your sanity. So,
yeah.
Can I have
But
another question?
it's all worth it. The feeling, you will immediately see the results. The moment you submit the test, you will see the result.
Oh, that's scary.
Whether
Yes.
yes,
Finish the
yes.
exam and then
You will not see the score yet the moment you submit it, but few seconds or few minutes after, it will be sent to your email. So that's where you can actually see your score. It wouldn't show you the number of questions you answered. It will just give you a grade of 3, 2, 1, and then pass. So the highest is 3 and the lowest is 1. So you need to get, of course, at least a 2 to pass. It's 100 questions each part.
So
Do you
So
go ahead, Liz.
Eloisa, what's your reviewer? Do you have a hard book or
it's
you
actually
purchase
a lot of materials I gather. Just like Joe said, there's a lot of free materials. IRS, I'm a frequent visitor of the site. I was reading publications, and before that I've actually had an exposure already preparing US tax returns. So the experience came first before the actual test. I'm a CPA by profession too, but I was working on the audit side. But then I got the opportunity to be exposed in US taxation, and I fell in love with it. So
Sorry to hear that.
the moment I learned about the EA program, so I took my chance on it. So yeah, everything went
Are
according
you-
to plan. But
are
it
you
was
working?
really hard work.
Are you working with somebody? You started?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm actually working for a US-based firm in Arizona.
Nice.
Mm.
Anybody else have any questions? All right, so now, yeah, go ahead, Catherine.
How
But
long
you're,
did
I
you
think you're
prepare
in
for?
1 year,
Can you hear
actually.
me?
1 year.
Okay, it's
Yeah,
the same as Jen.
Mhm. Yeah, it's because of the pandemic. Again, as I said earlier, I was supposed to take the exam in August. But then I guess I wasn't really 100% prepared yet. So it's kind of a blessing in disguise because it gave me another, few months to prepare. So January came and I felt that, it's now or never. And I told myself, I'm not going to sit there again. So I really did my best. So it's like, it's a 4-hour exam. So, but you can actually utilize the time. But for me, I felt that since I was preparing for the questions, and Joe said it's really a matter of practice. Once, twice, thrice, you will be practicing with a lot of questions, probably 10 times, 15 times. And then it gets into your system. So it's
Yeah.
like the moment the question pops in, you already know the answer. So it's just like, it's just a matter of selecting it in the screen, but it's already there. So
It's
really,
definitely, it's training,
Mhm.
it's conditioning. It's just like, think about what an athlete does. Okay.
yes.
Every day they get into the routines, they get into the habits,
And
and
a lot of tricky questions. A lot of tricky questions.
a
You
lot
really
of,
need to
yeah,
know,
because like I said, they can
you really
only
need to know
get,
the rules.
yeah,
Even the percentages. Among the three, I find individual as the most. I actually scored better in business returns versus individuals, because individual, it's a vast scope. The
yeah,
coverage,
there's two,
it's a lot. It's a lot.
yeah, the businesses are actually easier. There's not as many moving parts. There's not with the individuals, the laws change all the time.
Yes.
The
Yes. A
businesses
lot
are basically the same as when I started 40 years ago.
Yeah,
Basi-
but with businesses on that exam, a lot of computations coming from the basis. It's all about determining the basis.
oh yeah,
What else?
okay.
There
That's
were a couple of questions in trust. It's a good thing that I prepared with the trust returns as well, and there are a couple of questions with like kind exchanges. And yeah, I think
yeah.
those three items are the major ones in the business returns.
That's good to know. So,
For
Corinne,
part 3, you just have to read circular 230. It's basically evolving on that area. Most of the questions are
Eloise is going to be doing the whole training for us.
I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm just
No,
sharing.
no, this is great. I'm glad that we
sorry.
connected. Hold on one
Sorry.
second, ladies. Corinne, we do have a Facebook group for enrolled agents in the
Yeah.
Philippines. Okay, so if Corinne can, if you could post that in the chat, because
Yeah,
you
I'll
don't have
share
to
it.
sign up. You just, if you're in the Philippines or Uzbekistan, join the group. But I could just tell you, and then we'll open it up for more questions. What motivated me to pass was, and I think Eloisa said it, I didn't want to have to take it again. I didn't want to have to study twice. I said, I'm doing this one time and that's it. So it was all the
Yes.
preparation. That's what drove me. So when I woke up in the morning, it was the first thing I did. And before I went to sleep at night, it was the last thing I did. Okay, I lived and I lived the CPA exam. You got to be committed. So I think Maricar had a question. Did you, Maricar?
Yes, Joe. We were wondering if we can add Eloisa in Facebook or LinkedIn. We would love to follow her and read her experience.
Sure, sure. I would be more than happy to share. I want everybody at least have an access to, what to expect, where to get help, or what information to read, so stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure,
maybe
can
you
add
could
me.
put your contact info in the chat.
Sure.
Okay. And then,
Thank you, Eliza.
if you don't know that you can save the chat, if you go down in the chat, there's like a bunch of icons on the bottom. There's 3 dots and you could save the chat. Okay, I think I forgot to tell everybody that in the beginning. Okay, I think Luz had another question. Luz? Did you have a question?
Sorry. Yeah, the LinkedIn profile of Eloisa, because
Okay.
Sure.
the team really wanted to be an enrolled agent, and having Eloisa here really inspired us, to be honest. And your story
Oh, thank you.
give us a view of how we will review and the possible
Prepare.
expenses. That's why we really wanted to have an exam here in the Philippines, so for lesser expenses. But if
Yeah. One thing is for sure, the exam is passable. I mean, everybody has a fair chance of passing it. You just really have to prepare. I would say reading a lot of publications, practice exams, testing yourself. I had to prepare some mock exam for myself. Do some mock exams over and over and over again. And there you have that certain so all this it's becoming part of your system. And just like what Joe said, I also use flashcards. So even if I'm on the car traveling, I have this for the rates, because you cannot solve something if you don't know the rate. And it comes with a lot of computations.
Yeah, so hi Marianne, how are you? Thank you for joining us. We found another Philippine enrolled agent. Eloise just passed the exam, and she's been sharing with everybody her experience with this. So, I mentioned this. I don't know if everybody knows you here, but I did mention that you put on your profile that you're an enrolled agent trainee, I think, right?
Sorry, me?
Yeah, what was your experience? Because I did mention
Yeah,
that.
actually, first time I posted IRS. Actually, his wife is Filipina. She called me earlier regarding the case of his husband. So I told her, I'm not an enrolled agent yet. I'm still learning in the learning process. But in a way, I told her, just list down all your queries, the story of your IT returns of your husband way back 2012, I think. So from there, you have to ask question in a way that you're just asking what's the history of or the letter of the IRS to his husband, because he cannot renew his passport for that reason. So, and then since I changed my IRS enrolled agent training, he's the one who reached out to me. And then again, good thing his wife is CPA in the Philippines, and she will email me regarding the problem. I asked her to list down so I can assist, or I can refer for sure. Who will I call? So for those for that problem, so I asked her to list down and then set a Zoom call after that, so we can help his husband.
Didn't somebody say they were blown away when you said?
Yeah, the other accounting firm. Actually, I'm still on his channel on Slack. She's still connecting with me, and she's really to excited to learn more about enroll agent, and she's happy that the Filipino people are able to learn this kind of career.
Yeah. It is, you know, like I said, I'm doing this 40 years and I didn't know that this was available until somebody asked in our class. So. Anybody else have any questions for Eloisa? I want to thank you, Eloisa, for, am I saying that right? Am I pronouncing your name right?
Yes,
Eloisa.
Eloisa.
Loisa,
I think Honey was raising her hand earlier.
okay.
Yes, Joe. Miss Eloisa, how long was the exam of each set?
The allotted time is 4 hours for each exam.
Wow.
So you
So
really
that
have
is-
to budget your time. My strategy during that time is, if I finding it hard, I mark it so I can return back to that question, and then I move to the next. And then on the 50th question, there will be a mandatory break. You can either choose to have that mandatory break of 15 minutes, but the timer will stop, and the timer will stop. Then you can go out, drink, because nothing is allowed inside the testing center, not even your phone. You will be provided with a paper and a pencil and a calculator, and then you have to return it back. Every time that you will go out of the testing site, you will be scanned front and back. You will what you call this, show your pocket back and forth. So back and front, and then you have to check everything, even your glasses. You have to put it on the table. They will scan
Really?
it if there's any. Yes,
Wow.
that's how tight the exam is. And then you can do a break in between the mandatory break. It's just that the timer won't stop. So you will be given one mandatory break, 15 minutes. After that, if you want to go to the restroom, the timer will still tick. So you just have to finish everything within 4 hours. So it's gonna be 50 for the first set, 50 questions. You have the option to continue or work on your break, and then go back on the succeeding 50 questions. So that's
It is a lot of, it's a lot of conditioning. That's what I found. It's your, you know, you don't want to go into the test all nervous. It's like I said, it's like if you were an athlete, you know, you're practicing for that performance,
yes.
right?
And you have, yeah, it's like envisioning yourself. It's really a mental, workout as well. Positive thinking, knowing
Right.
that you will pass it, believing that you will pass it. It's like, you're praying for it, you're claiming already. It's like
Yeah.
you have this faith, yes, big leap of faith that you will pass the exam.
Absolutely. You know, I found out that my high school guidance counselor told my parents that I wasn't college material. And she was right, because based on my high school performance, I would have said it. And, you know, thank God they never told me that, because I might have believed it. I might not have went to college if somebody said, "Oh, you can't pass college." I always felt like going back and showing her my CPA certificate. But it is, you know, and I mentioned this, once you make that decision, nothing can
Yes.
stop you. The only one that's going to
It
stop you.
all starts, yeah, I agree, Joe. It all starts with the decision. And I saw a question regarding the age, and I will tell you this, age is just a number. I'm 46. So, so when as I've said, I was already preparing US tax returns before, and the moment that I learned about it, I really fell in love with it. I was in audit before, but I guess my heart is with taxation. So it's easier for me. It comes out naturally, I would say. So the moment that I've decided that I want to be an enrolled agent, then discipline follows. Then of course you have to prepare, the things that you need to prepare, like even getting the requirements for your PTIN application is already a challenge back then.
Well, listen,
I
if you're
Mhm.
if you're in the United States, you got to jump through the same hoops. You know, that's what it's,
Yeah.
it's not, you got to pass a suitability test. Why? The
Yes.
IRS does not want criminals preparing tax returns.
Mhm. Yes.
So, you know, they
yes.
just want to know who you are. You know, they don't want people that haven't filed tax returns to be preparing tax returns. So you know,
Yes.
they're normal hoops to jump through. It's not like, oh, you're in the Philippines and you got, yeah, there's actually a different form because you don't have a social security number. Okay. Well, what I'm saying is, for me to become an enrolled agent is going to be just as difficult as it is for anybody there. Okay. So don't let, oh, this is going to be hard. Don't let that stop you. But we do have two questions there. The first one, Mel, yeah, the question is, if we pass part one of the exam, are we allowed to get clients and do tax preparation? Like I said, all you need is a P10. All you need is a P10 to be able to get clients and prepare somebody's taxes. Okay, you don't have to enroll to take the test. You don't have to be an enrolled agent. You just need to have a P10. And that costs, I think, about $32 a year.
Mhm. Yeah.
The other question, and this is a good question, as a local Philippine tax preparer, do you have any advice or tips how to transition to US tax or enrolled agent? Is it a huge adjustment?
Well, it's, you know, tax, it's basically the same. It's just that it's a different ball game. I mean, the rules are different, the forms are different. US tax is a lot of forms, by the way. Everything is a form.
Yeah, so
Every step has a form.
Catherine,
So,
Catherine's shaking her head. She's a CPA, and I know she does local taxation, right, Catherine?
yes. Mhm.
Has it been a big adjustment for you, Catherine?
Yes, just compared to the Philippines, like we have one rule across all the 7,000, how many, 7,100 islands. But in the US, you have different rules for every state.
Yeah, so we
So-
have the federal, which is the IRS, which is all,
Federal, and then you have the state.
and then
yes.
each individual state and sometimes local, like New York City has different rules. So that's good. That's actually good for us because it makes it more complicated, and it makes it, you know, unfortunately, it's so complicated, nobody could possibly do it themselves. It's so complicated, even if you're an accountant, you usually can't. We review everything like 3 different times. So it's not simple. No, so Ron, do you need to be no, you don't have to be an enrolled agent to be a tax preparer. Okay, so anybody on our team, they're preparing taxes for us. Okay, Maricar, Catherine, Eileen, Rona, they've all been preparing taxes. They just can't sign off as the preparer.
Mhm.
Okay, so Catherine, Luz, and Maricar actually got their P10s. They can go off and they can get their own clients. If they get the tax software, they could be handling their own US clients now and getting paid for it directly from the client. That's what you want to do. That's where you go from saying, oh, I want to get $10 an hour to I want to get $250 to prepare your tax return. You want to be in a position, and we don't talk about this, where you're not trading your time for money. Okay, you want to be in a position where you're setting your rates, and this is only if you want to be out there on your own. Okay, but I stopped charging by the hour a long time ago. So anyway, does anybody else have any questions for Eloisa?
Joe, I still have last question. Do you mind, Eloisa, if you mention to us how much is your budget going to Tokyo and how many days you stay there? So, although we really wanted here in the Philippines, but if next year there's still no exam here in the Philippines, we cannot wait anymore. Maybe our next choice is to go out of the country.
Mhm.
So we want to know how much you spent when you go to Tokyo.
Okay. I stayed in Tokyo for a week.
Seven-
So the hotel is around 30,000. The flight round trip during that time was around 60,000.
Whoa.
Then the exam itself is roughly $500 to $600. So it's like $200 each part.
So that's about $2,500.
Mhm.
If I did
Plus,
my,
of course,
my
yeah,
conversion,
plus the incidentals, of course.
that's a big investment. And that's
Yeah.
also, what do you call it? That's motivation to not have to take it more than once.
So that's the reason why I prepared for a year, because I have to save some money.
And now you didn't pay for any, you just taught yourself, you didn't take a review course?
We did have some free materials in the office.
Okay, so you were already working for an accounting firm.
Yeah, so they are giving us some free material. I mean, they're paying for it. So they have this subscriptions.
Okay, cool. Nice. Great story. I'm glad that you joined us. Any other questions? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I hope we're all I hope that I'm looking at a lot of future enrolled agents. That's my goal.
Yes.
That's my goal in life now, to convert people into becoming enrolled agents. All right. Oh, wait, so one last question, and I'll answer it. Who is this? Jonathan? Yeah. Jonathan, you got good questions here. Right to the, how much does a newbie EA make a year on a low side? A lot more than somebody that's not an EA. Is that a good answer? I don't know. So, and Marianne, maybe you could help.
I guess it depends on if you are directly working in the US or you're working here in the Philippines for a US based company. So it's gonna be it's dependent on that.
Yeah.
I guess.
So this is my answer whenever somebody asks a question about, because what you're really asking is how much am I worth? Okay, now I have this EA designation, how much am I worth? And you're gonna get, you're not gonna get more than what you think you're worth. That makes sense. If you can get what you think you're worth, let's just say that. So if you think you're worth $10 an hour, that's all you're gonna get. If you think you're worth $100 an hour, you can make $100 an hour. If you think you're worth $300 an hour, then that's how much you can make. So you got to set your rates higher than what you actually want, if that makes sense. Okay, you set your rates higher. When people ask me how much I charge, I tell them I'm like double what anybody else charges. I tell them because I'm at least twice as good as anybody else, but this is what I'm going to charge you. Okay. I make it so I tell them you can never afford to pay me what I'm actually worth. Okay. I set my prices like to where we can, let's just negotiate how much I'm willing to take. Forget about how much I'm worth. Okay, Marianne, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I've learned this three things used regarding pricing, because normally that's the issue in most of the freelancer. Because if I say I want 500,000 pesos, but remember the pricing is depends on your skills, expertise, and confidence. If it's something aligned with your client, the rate that I deal with the clients, for example, my happy rate is, I will mention my happy rate. But if he said it's too high, I'll negotiate, and if it is something aligns with you, because we understand if you're in the finance, if it's a startup company, we are the one sensitive when it comes to their cash flow, right? So we want to help them first. This is my point of view. I'm not give my price higher because I know for the fact that she's starting a business. So more or less, the budget is, lower. But eventually, if it is now earning, I'm the one who will ask the salary increase. And then they will smile. Because I know the financial statements already. So you can create, humors in between of those conversations. That's my point of view.
Yeah. So the point, Eloise, you want to add anything to that? Did your salary go up when you passed the test?
To be honest, it's still the same. It's just that it's my personal goal. But just like I guess what the others said, you should know your worth. You
So
should know your
Marianne said
worth.
something, yeah, it is based on your ability, your knowledge, all of that is important. But I found that your self-confidence, okay, what you
Yes.
asked for is a lot more important. If you don't have the skills and the expertise, that you can't hide an accountant. People, if somebody tells me they can do something with software, with a tax return, if they can't do it, I'm gonna know right away. I'll know right away. Okay, but and I think Marianne said it's how you carry yourself. It's like, I'm worth it. Okay, so that's a lesson for everybody. What I learned in my business, if nobody's complaining about my prices, they're not high enough. When somebody starts complaining, hey, this is getting expensive, then I know that if nobody ever complains, I feel like I'm not charging high enough. I got to raise my rates. I want to hit that because I want to get as much, I want to get paid as much as I can for the work that I do, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm not going to undersell myself. And that's what nobody should undersell themselves. Don't undervalue yourself. Okay, if anything, like Marianne said, give them a price and let them say that's too much. And then you have the wiggle room to say, okay, how can we make this happen? Okay.
And then you come prepared to, if you are, this is my personal, this is nothing, has nothing to do with the program, based on my 20 years of experience in the field. And you should prepare whenever you are to talk to a prospective or a prospect or a potential client. You should do some research, know about their business, know their requirements, know the end results before you can actually put a good quote. Because sometimes we're too excited. Whenever we get an invite or something, we immediately jump before really knowing the details, and then you end up being sorry for yourself because you have underquoted that client. So it's really good to prepare, do some research, and then be upfront. Don't be afraid to give your price to them. Then, as Yan said, at least you still have some room to negotiate.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, just got a message from Mariko. I have another meeting in about 10 minutes with the client. Yeah. Oh yeah, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, Eloisa, thank you so much. I'm glad that we
Thank
could.
you so much, everyone, and nice to meet you all.
Joe,
Okay,
Joe,
yes.
hello, Joe. Yes, can we ask everyone to turn on their camera? Can we take a picture?
Oh, yeah, forgot about this.
This
Yes,
is our favorite
please.
part.
Yes, kindly please turn on your camera and hold your breath and take your smile for about 30 seconds. So there are 3 windows. So I'll start with Windows 1. Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. Now to the next window. Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. The last window. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, we're
All
done.
right, thank you,
Thank
everyone. I
you.
appreciate everybody staying.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. I'll talk to everyone soon. Thank you, Eloisa.
Thank you, Joe.
Bye.
Thank you for organizing this event. Thank you so much. Have a good night.